Electrocast.
Why wait to see if you'll get something you like this Valentine's Day when you can go to BlueNile.com and find something you'll love? Whether you're looking to treat yourself to a little winter sparkle or show a galentine how much you appreciate them, Blue Nile offers a wide selection of high-quality designs, expert guidance, and free 30-day returns for the ultimate peace of mind. You can even design your own jewelry. Right now, save up to 50% at BlueNile.com. That's BlueNile.com.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Whether you're selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. From the launch your online shop stage, all the way to the we just hit 1 million orders stage. No matter what stage you're in, Shopify's there to help you grow. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/special offer, all lowercase. That's shopify.com/special offer.
On this episode of Missing the Point, we head over to Tokyo and prepare to self-quarantine as we discuss this year's Olympics. We'll talk about the struggles of the Team USA basketball team to this point of the games, and if this is truly the right team to send over if the USA wanted to win gold. We'll discuss Sha'Carri Richardson's Olympic disqualification over a positive Wii test, Simone Biles withdrawing from multiple gymnastic events to cope with her mental health, and we'll discuss who is the more iconic and dominant Team USA swimmer, Katie Ledecky or Michael Phelps. This is Missing the Point, episode 76, but it's all relative.
So let's just get right into it. So obviously, one of the things that we all follow is definitely the men's basketball team, right? They kind of came over there. I mean, I guess it would a B minus type of team. And, they've struggled, right? So, Mike, I'll start with you. But, what do you think has been the main reason for the USA men's basketball struggles?
Yeah, honestly, though, this may sound like an easy cop-out or an easy take. It just doesn't feel to me like there's that same desire to come together as a collective body and win a gold medal. Mm-hmm. It feels to me like they're all there. They all want to get their points, and maybe they're happy to be there. But this isn't, obviously the biggest team is the Dream Team 92, right? Those people were there to beat everybody else. Period. End of story. The teams, I think there was one, what was it? Is it 04, 08? They were good and they got as far as they did just based off of just pure athleticism and pure talent. Now there's not equal talent across the board, but there's enough that will offset if Team USA has a bad night or mails it in. And I think one of the things that I've been noticing is that it appears that they just think that because they are who they are, they're going to win. And we saw in the preliminaries and even was it against France that they just can't show up and just be expected to be given the W. So I think it's mentality. And I think that's a lot of the things that plague the league right now. I think when you hear criticisms across the board in the NBA, it's too much of, I'm going to get mine. And then if you get yours, it's fine. And that shows itself more in an Olympic contest when you have to be, the synergy has to be what it is for people who don't often play together for just a short period of time. So to sum that entire rant up, I think they're mentally soft, dude. I think that's what I'm gonna lay in. I don't think that they care too much, and I think that they just think that they deserve a W because of who they are.
Yeah, so I agree that it doesn't feel the same, and I don't know if it's more hard or a desire to win or that they're soft. I just think it reminds me a lot of that year that we came in third in the FIBA World Championships. What year was that? 13, 14?
Right. No, even just a couple years ago, they did it.
Where they just kind of, it was like 17. I don't know. Where they just kind of threw a team of all-stars together, and it doesn't feel like an actual basketball team. Like, you think about the teams that actually won that gold medal and were dominant, they put them together to play international basketball. They gave them the type of point guards that they needed. A Chris Paul. They gave them these guys that like to be ball dominant and distribute. This team is a bunch of slashers with Bradley Beal and Dame Lillard behind his 3-point line. Or not, that was, but anyways. So you know what I mean? But that's the type of team they are, is they have those 3-point sharpshooters. It's not Beal this year, though. I don't know. But so I just feel like it's a poorly constructed team, And I hate to say it, man. I know he's the best. I know that he is one of the best coaches we've ever seen in the history. But to bring Popovich and have him be the head coach of this team, I just don't. I don't think it was the right move. I don't think he's the right voice for these guys at this point. And I just don't see the scheme fit with the people that they brought in. It doesn't make sense to me. Popovich is great for actual international basketball competition, but you got to give him the kind of team that Popovich can coach. You know what I mean? Like, Popovich coaches real basketball, not slashers, not hero ball. And that's all this is. You know what? Actually, you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me a lot of the Celtics this past year. When we were in our lowest of lows, when it was hero ball after hero ball after hero ball, where it's just, hey, this is your turn. Hey, this is your turn. No.
But even then, you can say that wasn't malicious, right? They were doing what they thought they could do to make the team win. Like, I don't want to hijack here, Bobby, but it doesn't feel like that's what they're doing at Team USA right now. They're just doing it because they're there.
No, I mean, I think that makes sense, right? I think, and like I said, we're going to get into it in the next question I have, but it's just like, yeah, they're not playing together, right? And it shows through on television. It probably shows through during practice. And I mean, I'm pretty sure those guys wanted Pop, but then obviously, once they start losing, it becomes easy to blame the coach once you start to lose. And, once again, some of those guys have played for Pop before. Taylor's played for Pop. Some other guys have played for Pop in international play. So it's just like, I don't understand what the issue is this time around. And once again, you have Ime Udoka, you have Eric Spoelstra there, right? So maybe Spoelstra should have been the guy, right? Maybe Spoelstra would have been better to lead those guys against, I guess in the international play, right? But it's like, to me, his system does work. It's just a matter of, are you actually going to play team basketball and not bitch because a few shots didn't go in when you want to?
To me, the way to go with this team would have been, because of the short turnaround, because of everything, is anyone under that 25 and under team. You know what I mean? Like, if you bring in these young guys who actually have this heart, they're in awe about playing for the USA. Listen, I'm telling you, KD, Draymond Green, and Dame Lillard are not sitting there like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm playing for Team USA. They're like, oh man, I can't wait for this to be over. I can't wait for us to win the gold. As Mike was saying, like, they're guaranteeing they're going to win this gold. And he's right where it just doesn't feel like that top-notch USA basketball. And honestly, like, I really do think that they are in trouble coming into the single elimination portion, because they're just going to get caught in that hero ball. And international teams are put together to exploit that type of weakness. When you play hero ball, they're going to make you play hero ball. And they're going to force you into just bad ISO after bad ISO. And it gets so ugly after a while. But not everything's been bad. I have to say that. Jason Tatum was amazing last
Here we go.
He was amazing, bro. That was
I mean, when he chooses to dominate and not to be, lackadaisical, he's he's a hell of a player. Like I said, we see it on a nightly basis here in Boston. So, but just speaking of just how to play and, how your play can affect their placement in the tournament. Bobby, I'll stay with you, but so in your opinion, do you think the rest of the world is caught up to USA basketball?
I do and I don't. Talent wise, no, I don't. Scheme wise and actually playing the game of basketball, yes, absolutely, because we've fallen into AA culture, man, and that's what's really killing this whole vibe of like that. I keep saying that hero ball. Is that it's been bred into everyone since they were at a young age, that they're the best player, they're the best. And international basketball is not played like that, man. It's not played beyond the 3-point line. It's not played, running ISOs. It's played running pick and rolls, running backdoor screens, running the Princeton offense. You know what I mean? Like, to me, when you have a team of all-stars who doesn't want to play together and not running basketball plays, and a B plus team that is excellent and making all those extra cuts and doing those little things, that B plus team has a good shot to win every single time, no matter who you have there. So I do think, I don't want to say that they're better, that they caught up, but it's a lot closer than it's ever been. I can tell you that without a doubt.
I think Bobby hit the nail on the head there, right? Like talent level wise, no one's close to us, but mentality wise and buy-in and maybe even scheming. Yeah, I think that, it used to be rare for Team USA to have back-to-back off games. It's not rare anymore. Like, we've seen it. Now, it's all about how does this team do when it has to go against adversity. Adversity in the NBA means like if you don't do it, you will not win a championship, and that's a more guttural reaction, right? I don't know how they all feel about the Olympics. I don't know if being a gold medal winner means that much to them. If it does, awesome. If it doesn't, again, like who am I to say it? But that type of compete level or lack thereof shows up in games like this. When you have Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, Jason Tatum, Zach LaVine, all of these people, Bam Adebayo, you have all those people, you should win. It all depends. Like you'll know in the first quarter. How about that? You'll be able to see it in their body language if this is going to be something that they want to win.
Are you quoting a Dark Rivers line saying it's the first quarter league? Wow, I can't believe it. But I think what the biggest difference is though, USA wants to win. These other teams need to win.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that, and if you listen to wrestling, that was a great promo right there. You want to win. I need to win. I need to have this moment. I want to have this moment. I desire to have this moment. So that's what these other guys, you can't see me, so, and I mean, USA cannot see a lot of these teams right now because they're playing lackluster basketball, but talent wise, hell no. The rest should be getting 60 on these motherfuckers. 60. Like, I don't care if it's 10-minute quarters, 8-minute quarters. Like, this is not NBA. This is real life. And do I sound like a pompous America right now? Sure. Whatever. That's fine. Once again, keep listening, right? But it's just like, he should be dropping 40 a night. Taylor should be getting 40. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's unbelievable to me.
I love KD, man. I do. I think like we had this whole 3 hour. I probably got written up at my work because of our long conversation about KD today. Listen, everyone knows how I feel about KD. I love him. One of the best basketball players ever. I really think he was the wrong choice to lead this team, man. He was the wrong guy to anoint the leader. Did you see the clip of when Bam took his layup or did something where he didn't give him the ball back? And how that all went down to me, like, listen, I get it. It's basketball, unwritten rule. You give him shit. You're like, bro, what's going on? Why would you do that? Like, that's what we do. But then you move on. KD tweeted about it. He made a thing about it. It was a whole thing. And it's just like, that's not how you breed a team chemistry. And that, when I saw that, instantly I was like, oh man, we're in some trouble here. This is not going to go that well because as great as he is, he's amazing. I feel like someone like, I can't even think of anyone off the top of my head. I'm so bad at this. Just give me someone who has a lot of intangibles.
I mean, we know Mike's going to say Giannis just to be a dick. But too bad. He's not an American. Oh, sorry, but
Chris Paul, fine. Chris Paul would have been the perfect guy to lead this team. Or, just not KD, man. I'm sorry, just not KD. You can't bring him in here with that young stars and these guys that think they're also the shit and have him be like this transcendent dude. Like, if you're not going to get the guys, then go with the next up and coming guys. Either go get them all or none of them are going.
I don't know how Donovan Mitchell wasn't on this team either, just saying. And I once again, I get it. Dame time. Listen, I went on a rant about Dame a little, several episodes ago, about wanting him in the Southern uniform. Like, I get that dude is special. But you're not telling me that Donovan Mitchell is not one of the best top 15 players in this league, right? So, like, to me, he'd have been better than Zach LaVine. And I get it, Zach LaVine 6'6", good job out the building, has approved as a shooter, but like Zach LaVine is not better than Donovan Mitchell. I'm sorry, he's just not. Not on his best day. He's not better than Donovan Mitchell. Just saying.
Before you transition, I'm gonna sneak something in here that I want you to quickly transition away from this. Bobby, it sounds to me like you don't think that KD is the right guy that you can build a team around, which really just hurts your legacy. Go ahead, Ray.
Don't even start it. Just go.
Yeah. So hey, listen, that's another show for the day. But yeah, his leadership definitely is in question right now, and that is not for debate. And like I said, but we'll see what happens. Kevin, Wayne, Durant, get your ass on the block. Jason Tatum, get your ass on the block. When he may have been showing you on these videos on USA Basketball on Instagram, get your ass on the block, do that little spin away, do that fade away, do something, because you got to be in your bag and you got to be ready. And like Mike already said it, the first quarter will tell us, they got to be engaged, shooting from the jump. But like I said, if they just show up saying like, oh, I guess we want to win. Like I said, these other teams need that notoriety to say, okay, we beat you up. And guess what? Like I said, Slovenia led by Luka, they're coming. He's looking like the Slovenian Larry Bird right now. He's doing whatever he wants to do out there. Just so they're coming. So just listen, get right or get left. So like I said, we'll leave it at that for USA men's basketball. So like no one worries about track. We're gonna get into track and field. No one worries about men's track and field, so we're never gonna bring them up. It's not even the same as been from Usain Bolt to Michael Johnson to, Michael Green. We're not doing that. Not Michael Green, Maurice Green. Sorry. So that's how much we don't talk about, right? I even forgot the man's name, right?
Just throw a shade, bro.
I'm just being honest. Like, men's track and field has not been the same since Usain and some other guys before. Yes, there's other great guys that I don't know about. I don't follow it as much, but as we're going to touch on a woman. Yeah, we're going to touch on the women's 100 meter race. So the Jamaicans, the Yardies, as they would say, with the Yardies, don't repeat. I also said it terribly wrong too, but it's okay. Hopefully no one kills me for that. We do have a couple of in Jamaica actually, but I love you guys. We love you guys. You guys got all the medals. They had all the medals for the 100 meter race. So, Bobby, I'll start with you, but do you think it would have been different for the Jamaicans had Sha'Carri Richardson, excuse me, that's how you say her name. I've heard her say it on an interview. So Sha'Carri Richardson, do you think it would have been different if she had been allowed to be in the race?
Yeah, I mean, she was already one of the top runners in the world coming into this. You know what I mean? Like she had that potential to absolutely knock one of them off the podium. But if you're asking me if it's surprising that the Jamaicans swept the 100-meter race, no, it's not. Not even a little bit. They've been dominant in this since before they had a bobsled team. So, you know what I mean? Like, this is what they do. This is what they do, man.
I love it. Damn, Mike.
I mean, she probably would have been in the mix, but seeing that, was it Elaine Thompson-Herah? She broke a record that had stood for 33 years. I don't think Richardson was going to break that. So yeah, maybe she would have, finished second or third, but based on what we saw, I think she's a bigger story because she's not there than maybe she would have been if she was. Now, she's a great athlete, understand all of that. I think by reading that question and the emphasis being on would it have changed if she was there, you're demeaning the fact that someone from the Jamaican team, again, broke a record that had stood for 33 years. So no, I don't think she would have won first.
Yeah. I mean, and that's very fair to say. I mean, obviously she was breaking some records in her own right, but once again, like these Jamaican girls were coming. Like they was on the run, literally, figuratively, however you want to put it. Like they was on the run, and they did their thing. And I do like the fact that she, gave them credit though and said congratulations, showing Black excellence and Black women strong. Like I'm glad she went that route because there was some, not even rumors, because there's tweets that's out there about it. Like she came out very abrasive and brash when it came to her opponents, like, oh, like I'm that girl and y'all not that good and blah, 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 just going in. So I'm glad she went the gracious and humble route, because adversity will humble you.
Didn't she tweet out on Friday, "Miss me yet"?
Right, but yeah, she
that was awesome.
She did. No, right, she did. But I'm saying, but then after the race, though, she said, shout out to them. So yeah, but then again, I don't know if you guys probably don't follow the Shade Room because the Shade Room is the Shade Room is like Black Twitter on Instagram. So hey, DK, you can't get into that.
Assume we don't, Rayshawn.
Yeah, assume we don't. Okay, cool. So one of the Shade Room is
hurtful, but it's accurate. Yeah.
I love it. I honestly, you know what? Like Joe, when you listen to this, like Joe, we need a T-shirt. Megan, we need a T-shirt saying "hurtful but accurate." And that has been said several times in our chat on the show. Like that is merchandise. So missing the point, hurtful but accurate. Well, the Shade Room had posted that tweet when it said, "Oh, miss me yet?" And once again, this shows how fickle. How you doing, Daniel Bryan? It shows how fickle. Fickle people can be online, right? She writes that, and these comments, they are tearing her ass up in the comments, like, oh, like quoting Kendrick Lamar, like, sit down, bitch, be humble. Like, they're saying like, oh, like, I bet you didn't miss that weed. Like, they're going in. So it just goes to show the internet only is upset for a little while.
Yeah.
Or they're going to be behind you for maybe 30 seconds, if that. And then they turn on you quicker than the Big Show turned heel in the WWE. Just saying. Like, and it's
like
sorry.
Third one.
Yeah, I know. I can't help but I miss it. I'm ready for SummerSlam. Sorry, but it's just like August 20th, Legion Stadium, be there. But no, me too, man. But yeah, so that's what I said. But like I said, and then I'm just glad to see that she chose to give credit where it was due. But yeah, they definitely humbled her after she said that. So I was like, whoa, you got it, Joe. But yeah, I mean, hopefully, I know they have like a world trial thing next year in Oregon. My homie invited me to. Hopefully, we go see her out there. She's there, but yeah, she's got to get back on track for sure.
Is she not a big? Well, okay. Let's just. I don't want to go into like a huge rant about this, but like, okay,
it's our show.
Yeah, but she wasn't. She wasn't doing blow. Like she ate weed to cope with her mother's death. Right? Isn't that it? Isn't that it? Her biological mother. Now, I know that she knew that it was on the list of banned substances. Okay,
right.
But in the grand scheme of things, what she did. I promise you, smoking weed does not make you run faster.
Listen, I can attest to that.
That wasn't the issue, right? And like I said, we have talked about this. I think off the air, obviously, because we're finally doing a show about it, thankfully. But it's just like I don't think that. Like I said, that part was an issue. And yes, duh, of course, smoking weed isn't a freaking issue. Duh, like that. But it's like once again, if that was going to mess up your money, which it did. If this is what we talked, that's what Stephen A. talked about all the time. Stay off the weed. Like, it's this. And once again, I get it. Like, I've only lost a grandparent. I have not lost a parent. I said, so I can't even begin, right? And once again, I'm not looking to compare because there's no need to compare. But however, this goes back to her circle, right? The people in her circle got to say, yo, I know you're hurting. I know this shit. I know it's effed up. I know it is. However, if you could just get through this moment, do this for mom, do this for your grandmother, do this, find that inner peace somehow, some way to be like, yo, I'm coming to Tokyo to slay and not to play, and I'm going to run up, down, around. That's got to happen. And that doesn't happen too much in the community that people look like me. And that's why I got so mad. And I had to address it. I'm glad that we were finally on the show talking about this, because I'm just like, yo, like it has to happen. So yes, Mike, you are 100% correct, sir. Last, like, but go ahead.
Not for nothing. Like, when it's all said and done, she ain't losing out on money. She will be a bigger star because of this than she would have been if she just went and
I'm thinking about an endorsement. Like they gave us some endorsement for like some cigar company.
Sure. I was gonna say, especially in today's America, bro.
No, facts, but they had the audacity to give her a $250,000 endorsement for some cigar company. I'm like, are you for real? Like, it's just like that to me, and it just shows how backwards we are, right? Like, whether she's backed up by Nike, so as long as Nike's in the corner, then she good, right? Like that's duh, right? But I saw something on, I think I looked it up on Google, but I didn't know this until last week. I didn't know that for every gold medal you get 38,000. Every silver medal you get 22,500, and in every bronze you get 15.
Yeah.
So say if you do four events and you get all gold, you just made 150,000, just like that for 30 seconds. Like what?
Yep.
Like, so that's what I'm thinking. So I'm like, yo, like you had a chance to get six figures, and then now you keep adding to it because you're doing stuff off the field. You get on the Wheaties box. Like there has to be a bigger picture mentality. Like I said, her grandma, and actually what's crazy, I was in Texas the last week. I just found out my cousin was her track coach, or is her track coach. I didn't even know that. I'm like, well, damn. I said, one, she should have came by the house. I said, two, I was like, I said, I wish I knew.
So friend of the show.
Yeah, no, I wish I knew she wasn't friend of the show. I'd have been like, what is going on? I bet we had a conversation. You can rest assured that. We had a conversation, but I knew it for real. I'd have been like, hey, what's up? So, just saying.
Listen, Sha'Carri, as a friend of the show, and the show's token pot smoker, I will say that
one of them.
That literally, do you like that pun, by the way? Token pot smoker, you like that? So you're supported here. I can tell you that. I think it is so asinine that something like weed can hold back a world-class athlete from competing in this thing that they love to do and that they worked their whole life for, when if they decided that they were in pain and they wanted to go to the doctor and get some Vicodin, that they can go do that. And it's the level of addiction and the level of how much it messes you up between weed and pills is not even comparable, man.
Right.
So I just see it as like, yes, I get it's against the rules. That leads me down a whole tangent about the IOC that I won't even go into at this point.
No one's talking.
But like, it's just crazy to me that we're still sitting here in 2021 when I can walk to the damn store and be like, hey, give me your strongest weed. And they're like, okay, here you go, $45. And I drive my car and drive home. And that's it. That's it. You know, it's just crazy.
I understand exactly what you're saying, and I'll turn this back over to Ray. But when you know that it's on the list,
I get it. Yeah, no, I get that.
Like, regardless of how stupid it is that it's on it, if you know it, you can't do it.
Right. And that's where I'm at. Like, once again, I'm not knocking her for coping. Listen, you cope how you have to cope. And people, oh, you telling people how to grieve. Shut your ass up. No one's telling someone how to grieve. You're just saying, hey, it's that you got to chill. It's just, you got this. And I'm telling you, for us, many Black people, we do not get second, third, fourth, fifth chances. You were seeing this with the rapper called The Baby. Once again, we won't get into that because that's a whole nother conversation. Like, when you say things that are hurtful, when you say or do things, you don't get second, third, or fourth chances. They cancel your black ass immediately. So I'm telling you, you've got to chill. Like, that's a PSA from Hollywood Ray. You've got to chill. Please, I'm begging. You got to chill. Yes, really, you got to chill. We got to chill.
I do just want to ask, Kobe got a second chance. Tiger got a second chance.
Hold on. Okay, Kobe, that, and I'm like, that's a, well, I don't want to say it's not dicey. We know what went down with that.
He paid her $20 million.
Right. Exactly. So it went away, right? But Tiger he committed infidelity. It wasn't like he was out here, taking advantage of people. He wasn't taking advantage of people. He was getting his dick wet, and then that's what happened. That's all that happened. Just saying. I'm not being honest.
If Tiger was smoking weed instead of being addicted to pills, I bet you it would have been a bigger deal.
That's actually what I meant more.
Okay. I bet you.
No, I was,
but I'm like, yeah. Got you. Well, he was getting holes in one on and off the golf course. Just saying. But anyway, but that's the whole nother.
Getting like hole at 50.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Par for the course, huh? But no, but hey, man, I just like that one, Mike. Par for the course.
I mean,
listen, at the end of the day, you've got to chill. That's what I want to get with this. You have to chill. Like, you just have to. You cannot. And yes, there are certain, but she's not. I'm sorry. She's not Kobe. She's not Tiger. Like, these guys made Nike and I'm sorry that she's not there. So she could have been. She will be. Like, yeah, it very, very well could, because she's super young. But it's just like, yo, like, it is just
21.
I'm sorry though. It just still comes down to is like it's so out of touch with the world around you to still take some, like, I don't know. I still can't get behind. I can't get behind. Like, I get that it's against the rules, but like, hey, first of all, I don't blame her too much because weed takes a really long time to get out of your system. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but it does. But also, it's just still so ass backwards to me that, like, it's crazy. I don't know that we have gymnastics coaches out here doing what they're doing or getting accused of what they're getting accused of, but they're still coaching the goddamn team, and she can't hit a blunt 2 weeks before she goes to the Olympics.
It's also, just to be clear, that's not what she did. She ate it.
Right. So she ate a cookie. Sorry.
Ate it, smoked it, zipped it, whatever. It is what it is.
Works better when you eat it. So again, I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Yeah, I mean that could have went left, but yeah, you're oh God, yeah, no, that's true. But we'll end it. We'll wrap it on that for our. Let's go to another young star that had to walk away from the Olympics, unfortunately, and that is Simone Biles. So Simone Biles had received a lot of backlash for her decision to to his mental health over getting another gold medal. So, Mike, I'll start with you, but, what were your thoughts about Simone Biles walking away? And the follow-up question to that is, do you think there's a double standard when it comes to men and women's mental health?
How dare anyone out there that is sitting on a couch that was a JV athlete or a varsity athlete in their high school talking about how this girl quit on her country. This girl was there for the Larry Nassar IOC Olympic, gymnast scandal. The things that she has done and put her body through just to win a gold medal shows you her level of commitment to not only the sport, but to the Olympics. I think I think she has done more for mental health on a celebrity profile, from her celebrity profile perspective in the last 3 weeks than we can really measure, right? Because she literally flew, let's just call it 13 hours overseas to Tokyo during the middle of a pandemic where they are locked down and cannot have fans, because she was going to compete and then realized that she couldn't do it because it would be more detrimental to her body if she's not fully into it. Listen, I think the things that she's done are heroic. I think it's tough, especially in a world where everyone is so inundated with keyboard warriors and their opinions to put themselves out there and to have a moment of, oh God, when you can be frail and when you can be exposed. And she did it, and she did it with grace and with class. I'm on team Simone Biles. Always have been, always will be. All those other people out there are the same people, not unlike myself, sitting in a chair at my house talking about it. She's out there living it and doing it. So love you, mean it, but shut the fuck up and listen to what she has to say. This woman is a decorated athlete, and she knew enough about what was going on in her life, her headspace, and her body that it would not be good for her to go out there and compete. Secondly, is there a double standard? Yes, but there's a double standard in this country for everything, right? Like, women are not treated the same as men. They aren't. They should be. They aren't. And hopefully we'll get to a point where they are. But as it's currently constituted, like, if this was a guy, if this was a man that did this, he would be just, who knows in today's climate. But let's say that everything's rational, right? Wow, like, what courage it takes for them to do that. Like, that takes so much. That's so great of him. But because she's a girl, oh, she's emotional, or she's this, or she's that. And I honestly think that, yeah, there's a double standard. I think that we're closing the gap on that double standard, though. I wish that it wasn't what it is right now. But yeah, I mean, I could go on for days about her, but I just think we don't know the level of dedication and pain that she's put herself through to represent our country. So we owe it to her to give her the respect that she deserves when she tells you that she's had enough.
I want to go to your second question first, just because of what you just said. Yes, there is a double standard, but at the same time is like, what people aren't seeing is like, Simone Biles is so good that what was happening was she was going out there and doing things that other gymnasts in the world right now can't even fathom doing. They wouldn't even attempt it because it's so dangerous and so absurd. But they're like, listen, because they can't do it, we're going to judge you as if you're doing what they're. And that to me is just absolute blasphemy. You know what I mean? That's like being like LeBron or Curry. You hit 70% of your threes. Guess what? Now those threes are 2 points. You're goddamn right, Stephen Curry would be like, you know what? Fuck this, man. I'm not doing this. I'm not playing with one hand behind my back. Are you out of your mind? Like, the fact that that's happening, then you add in on top of it just everything that everyone's saying about her, where it's like she doesn't have the heart. She's not like Kerri Strug. She did this and this. Kerri Strug had heart. She was truly great. She shouldn't have fucking jumped either. That's what my conclusion is coming out of this is the people that are sitting there, like Mike was saying, on their couches, the remote warriors that we call them, the keyboard warriors, are the same people that think that these young girls who are just phenomenal athletes, for some reason, owe them something, owe something to their country. And it's like, listen, they don't owe you guys jack shit. You know what I mean? Like, It's just crazy to me that we look at these young girls and we expect them to put literally their lives on the line, put the rest of their well-being for the rest of their lives on the line. Like, you think about what Kerri Strug did in 1996. She is a 14-year-old girl with a broken foot doing a vault. That is absurd. And she told her coach I was injured. She still to this day says, listen, I made the decision, blah, blah, blah. It's a 14-year-old girl. I'm sorry. You don't, no matter what, man, like, even like a 28-year-old man at this point, like, if you have a broken foot and you as a coach or as a role model or someone in an authority position recognize that and you see that this could, end your career, this could do this, you don't do it, man. You don't play them. And it's the same thing with this. And the fact that she was going through all this and is like, what do they call them? The spinnies?
Twisties.
The twisties. That's the most dangerous thing in the world for a gymnast.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable to think about. You're doing 4.5 flips in the air and you're over rotating those. And because of that, the speed and the velocity that you're coming down to the mat, it's just, it's mind boggling. So no, you can't blame her at all, man. And anyone that does, honestly, you should go fuck yourselves because it's crazy. It's blasphemy. That's the word I was looking for. It's fucking blasphemy.
I know this made Mike laugh, what I'm about to say. Kurt Angle won a gold medal with his broken freaking neck. Just saying. That's what a warrior looks like, baby. I'm sorry. No, I'm joking. I had to make another reference to wrestling, but yeah, that's it. Right, yeah, exactly right. Right, exactly. But to your point, Mike, you were saying about if it was a guy that came up there, I believe someone like if like a Roger Federer said that or a Rafael Nadal, guys like that, they came and said, hey, my mental health, oh man, we appreciate. But if someone like LeBron said, hey, I'm done, like, I just can't. Oh my God. You think Simone got murdered? Man, that shit would have been, listen, ESPN, skip back. The jokes would have been out of this world. It'd have been out of this world. We probably did an emergency pod about this, about how he'll never be Jordan. Hell, he's not even Kobe. He's mentally weak. Like, that would have happened. I'm telling you that would have happened because he is by far the most hated athlete in the world.
But he's a lightning rod. But I think the difference here is that the things that Simone's doing out there actually put her physical livelihood at risk.
I mean, playing a sport, you're risking.
Listen. If I'm sorry, but if Jason Tatum, LeBron James, Phil Mickelson, anyone else goes out, I can't play the game because of my mental health. When you are vaulting yourself and contorting yourself in all those different variations, and you have the ability to either land on your feet or land on your neck and kill yourself, I'm sorry, like, freak accidents happen in every sport. Yeah, the likelihood that if she's not mentally there, that she will hurt herself is higher than in any other sport out there. So I think that she should be given that level, that much rope, honestly. And she's not. And LeBron is a lightning rod, sure. And I also understand what you're kind of alluding to too, is that, not for nothing. It's that, people that, and I don't want to upset you, but people that look like you or
I brought it up. I'm not
are afforded less of that than people that look like Bobby and I.
Weekly reminder, Rayshawn's black.
You're right.
Yeah. And you're 1,000% right. However, if you just strip all of that away, the things that she is doing to compete for the gold medal directly put her physical well-being into question, more so than any other athlete out there.
No, there's truth to that. Unfortunately, we can't strip it away, though. I mean, I get it. For the content of the podcast show, we can strip it away.
But what you can't do is you can't correlate the fact that she, like I said, she's doing things that other people can't do. And they're not awarding her for that. So to make that same comparison, if they told LeBron James, you need to play with one arm, and he was like, fuck you, I'm not playing, I wouldn't blame him. I really would. You know what I mean? Because that takes away your confidence. That takes away everything that makes you the greatness and who you are. It makes you overcompensate for that. It makes you start thinking about, oh, should I over-rotate that one extra time? Should I do this? Should I do that? And just takes away that greatness and that swag that these two have. You know what I mean? When you think about it in that context.
Right, because the thing, and I'm like, once again, this is not Olympic, but this is
so.
this is kind of relevant. No, when I think about it, relevant to the conversation, right? Like, okay, remember, Gordon Hayward, he signs here, 2017. Everyone's excited. His healthy career essentially is over in 5 minutes and 15 seconds, right? Like, comes down, turns his ankle. I know I've had that type of injury. I know it sucks, but I didn't realize how fucked up it was until it happened to me, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I'm bringing it up, right? Like, we will sit from afar and be like, man, you getting all this money, you doing this, you doing that. And I'm going to lean in and whisper like, Mike, they're still human. And that's what we forget.
Yeah.
We think because they're in the public spotlight and they're getting these millions of dollars, they're getting all those endorsements. And once again, like you said ship it away. Well, ship the money away. Take the money aside. They are still a human being that eats and breathes and sleeps the way we do, puts on our pants the same way. They are still human beings. Just because they're in the spotlight, they chose to be that. Well, you chose to be your bum, but here we are. Like don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. Don't do that.
It's that privilege mentality. That's what it is, man.
Right. You can say it. We can say it, white privilege. You can say it. No, it's the privilege. It's not even just white privilege. It's privilege of anybody that think they could come out there and do what she does because you can't. I can't do it. Mike can't do it. Bobby can't do it. Like, none of us on the show, that's the 6 of us that do the show, we couldn't even think about it. We can only maybe just touch the bar and just go from side to side like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's about it. Like, that would be, one twist and I'd be out for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So that just, to me, is just awful. But
Rayshawn, you took 2 steps and we're out for 7 months, bro.
Right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it shows how wild, but once again, freak accident, right? But it's just like, listen, the 3 of us, really the 6 of us, like, we support what Simone Biles has done, and once again, same thing with Naomi Osaka, right? She's not in the Olympics, but that's another one. Like, she stepped down for her mental health. Like, you have to take care of you, because at that level, you have to be able to give your best when your best is required, right? And if you can't do that, then guess what? The money's not coming, the fulfillment's not coming. Like, so there's lots of it does not come if you're not, at your best when your best is needed. So, listen, Simone, we stand with you, love you, care about you. Continue to get right, continue to get better. Like I said, we look forward to seeing you at the next event, and bringing home whether it's gold or whatever. But once again, 25-time medalist, 7-time world champion. And like I said, if I could count, I'd have did a Booker T thing. 7-time world champion, like, ridiculous. So yeah, we're all proud.
She could come in last in that balance beam, and I'm proud of her for actually getting up there. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Facts.
Coming back and going through all this, and you have the balls to get back on that balance beam after all the shit everyone said about you. Like, good for her, man. Good for her.
Yeah, for sure. And then, like I said, so we'll close on that, because I want to end on not that we didn't talk about something happy, because I said this was, we got a little more serious, but I want to end on a lighter note, or more positive note. Well, her getting right is positive, but I mean, I just know it was a serious situation. But Katie Ledecky, if I hope I'm saying her name right. This girl like is part woman, part dolphin. Like ridiculous. Freaking ridiculous. Like, it's unreal. Bobby, I'll start with you, and I'll ask you, this to be our final thing, but it's just like, does she have an argument to be the greatest Olympian of all time?
Argument, yes. Argument, she's in the conversation with the great, so maybe not great Olympians, great swimmers, maybe. But she doesn't come close to Phelps, man. I'm sorry, like, it was a great performance, but if you remember what Michael Phelps was back in 2008? It transcended the nation. You remember that? It was like every single night we were watching that. It was what was happening, and the way he did it too was just unbelievable. I love Katie Ledecky, man, and she's so young. She rebounded from that 1500 freestyle. Was it the 1500? No, it was the 1500 freestyle she rebounded from, and just dominated that 4,000. Man, I have to say, I love swimming. It's so fun to watch, and like, it's so cool just watching. It's almost like being, I like to gamble, all right? It's almost like being at the racetrack. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you have like all these different lanes, and like all of a sudden the guy from the back of the pack's coming to the front of the pack, and you're like, oh my God. But yeah, it's so cool to see her dominate.
It's a cool story, but it's not even close. I mean, Michael Phelps entered 24 Olympic races and won gold in all but 6. And like, again, like he in 2000, 2004, 2008, 2012, but in 2008, I think he won, was it 8 gold medals in that year? Unbelievable. He is the greatest United States Olympian of all time, even though Kurt Angle did win a gold medal with a broken freaking neck. But second, I mean, Carl Lewis, man, he was track and field 84, 88, 92, 96. He won 10 medals, 9 gold, 1 silver. Guy's a winner. And he did it across 2 decades. So this is a great story, but she'd have to do it in 4 years and then do it again in another 4 years for her to even be considered.
Then he came back 4 years later. That's right.
Right, but she did it she's done it in 2012, she did it in 2016, and then she's doing it now, right? Like, I think she's won 10 so far this. She won 6.
He's won 7 gold.
Yeah, 7 gold. So that's extremely impressive for one.
Yeah, I don't want to be dismissive, but
oh right, yeah. I'm just like, yeah, I'm like, so like, let's 7 more than all of us combined. Just saying, that's one. 2, in the women's 800 meter, 22 different occasions, she's really swimming against herself. Like, she has all defense records. Like, it's like, are you kidding me? So I'm just like, yo, like, it's me against me. Like, how do you want me to get better if I'm my greatest opponent? Like, what do you want me to do? Keep beating my time? So, I mean, listen, to me, yeah, she's up there. Like I say, it's incredible to see what she's done. Yeah, listen, Phelps took the world by storm. You're right. You know, so did Ryan Lochte for a second, but that was for a different reason. Ouch. Whoops. But just
all while smoking marijuana.
A ton of weed.
But I won't. So we'll get past that anyways. So to stay on swimming, my favorite performance of the whole thing was Bobby Finkel, man. In that 1500. I don't know if you guys watched this, but he was Bobby Finkel. You like that?
Right.
I saw you giggle. Like, I saw it. But so to see him make that comeback, man, he was almost, I want to say, like a full 2 seconds behind, and then just absolutely took off in the last length of the race and went from 4th and ended up getting the gold. It was so cool to watch. Like I said, seeing someone come from the back and just take off at the end of a race is so awesome. The other thing too, man, Caleb Dressel in that 50 meter. The 50 meter is a psychotic swimming race. I don't know if you guys have watched this. It's literally 1 length down. So it's just an all-out sprint. So it's just like absolute chaos the entire time.
Yeah, after about 2 or 3 meters, I'd have been like, all right, well, this has been real. Get me out the pool.
I think he set the world record in it for like the 4th time. He's by far the best sprinter in swimming, without a doubt. He was awesome. So those are my 2 favorite swimming stories of the year so far.
Oh. Right, and sorry, this is just me being petty, but wasn't Carl Lewis brought up on doping charges as well? Is that true? Am I wrong?
Never proven.
Oh no, never proven. Okay. Well, one thing I know he can do is sing the damn national anthem, and he was terrible at that. But that was awful. It's like, hey, buddy, one of the 2 times it's okay to say, stick to your sport. just saying. Just saying. But yeah, that was funny. But yeah, I didn't know that he played.
No definitive proof that he ever did.
Just think about this though. He never finished worse than second, and he only finished second once.
Better than Michael Johnson. Yeah,
Michael Johnson's up there too, man. I mean, I can't believe that we had this segment and didn't even bring up
Jesse Owens.
No, Jesse Owens, Flojo, Jackie Joyner Kersey. So there's a lot of people that could be in that role. I just thought, like I said, the girl was on a hell of a run. And yes, recency bias is a mug. So that's why I brought it up. But like I said, I'm impressed with what that Katie Ledecky girl is doing. So I really wanted to give her a shout out. And I wanted to highlight that women are killing it. Ladies, you guys are awesome in every sense of the word. You're doing stuff that we couldn't do even on our best day. And yeah, so keep trucking along, keep making history. Keep making her story, as they say now in 2021. So any final words before we get out of here?
No, man, I think I've been waiting to talk about Simone. And I think if I can just reiterate, man, like the courage that she's shown in the face. We talked about earlier in the show about adversity and how we don't know if the men's team could overcome it. This girl, this human, went through all that she went through. Has that she's seen and heard all the shit that everyone's saying about her. And she's still taking the beam. She's still going to get up on that beam and try to win the gold. So I'm floored by her. I think that's my final thought.
Yeah, I love Simone Biles. I'm with you, Mike. The courage and determination that she shows is just unbelievable to me. The loser of this whole thing to me is the United States of America and the general outlook about how we treated her and how this all went down. I just think we look even more arrogant than we did before. Moving on from that, the one sport no one's talked about that was the most exciting thing that happened in the Olympics, 3-on-3 basketball, man. I don't know if you guys watched this, but it was so goddamn fun. It was so cool, man.
I believe that's the thing. That's so wild. That's so wild.
10-minute games, 1st to 21. It was just like the entire time you were watching. I watched the gold medal game, the U.S. women's one. You're just watching, you're like, oh my God. Because it was like, it's half court, 1st to 10 or 21. So it's a 10-minute game. So it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, that's great. I had forgot about that. I forgot that was a thing. I just rather watch the big three. But that's pretty cool to see that they do that. I'm assuming 7-on-7 football should be next then. If you have that, you got to have 7-on-7. That would be pretty crazy, honestly. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But no, listen, I don't have to add anything to what you guys have said. You guys articulate everything perfectly in that regard when it comes to Simone Biles and anything else that we talked about tonight. But listen, guys, continue to listen to the show. We appreciate those that have been listening. We're reaching on a year milestone.
Coming up on it.
Yeah, coming up on it.
Crazy, man, isn't it?
Thank you, guys. Yeah. So, we'll have some type of post, obviously, but, we say thank you for missing the point. So for Mike Marcangelo and the World BK Bob Kelly, I am Rayshawn Buchanan, and we will see you next time. Peace.
Hey there, I'm DC. I host the Rock Podcast, Back to the Arena, The Interviews. It's about a 30-minute podcast where I talk one-on-one with a band who has released new music. You can find us on all the best podcast sites like Spotify, Apple, Google, iHeartRadio, and more. If you're a rock fan like me, subscribe today to Back to the Arena, The Interviews.
Electricast. Welcome to the Reverie Channel, where entertainment knows no bounds. Live concerts, on-demand music, documentaries, and short films, all in stunning HD. Now on Roku TV, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Immerse yourself from home. And on Android and iOS for those on the move. Support creators with crowdfunding donations. Fuel their creativity. Join us in shaping entertainment's future. The Reverie Channel, where every view, every donation matters. Electricast.